The fact that he signed this bat is the only Puma bat in the world he's ever signed. Because Puma only came into cricket in the last 10 years with bats. That's the only one in the world, I reckon. And the thing about Don Bradman's autograph is it's the same autograph when he was 18 as when he was 88. It has not altered or deviated one little bit. And then he introduced me to Don, and that was a thrill of my life, I think. The stories you hear about him was just legendary, you know, some of the things he did in his life. Classical pianist, squash champion, billiards champion. Like, he wasn't just a one-horse pony, you know, he was just a one-trick pony. He was just there'll never be the likes of him again in sport in Australia, I don't reckon, anyway. This has all just evolved. I never sort of set out with any principle, any peaks, you know, to attain. It just happened to me, you know. But that's beautiful. That, I reckon, is just one of the best. As long as the kids don't take it out of the backyard and have a game with it. So it's very interesting because Linford, as everyone should know, was one of the world's greatest sprinters of all time, 100 metres. Came from a very hard background. His parents left when he was a baby to go to London to live, and they said, when we make enough money we'll send for you. They didn't do it, and he lived with his grandmother for years and years till he got enough money to go back to England. He went to England. But he turned up to be one of the great runners the world's ever seen. And I took him to Collingwood one day. He didn't know what Collingwood was. And they pulled their autograph books out and got him to sign them. He's just a huge man. He went and did a weight session with him. And he had this little muscle popped out of the base of his neck like a golf ball. He'd done that many weights. He used to just jump out. I've never seen a bloke built like him in my life. Anti-drug, fervent anti-drug campaigner, and yet he got nailed. And I still can't believe that it was fair dinkum. I reckon he used to go crook about Carl Lewis. He hated Carl Lewis with a passion because he cheated. And I don't believe Linford cheated. I still don't believe what that would happen. This little fella here, Tony Shaw, he never loses contact with anybody. Every year he writes you a letter, thank you for your help. Every year. The 1990 Grand Final, and of course the big question was, who kicked 5 goals in the 1990 Grand Final? The answer was Essendon. So that's it. So I decided to get Gavin was my favourite player at Collingwood, got him to sign it, and I took it down to Terry Danaher through an intermediary, and he wouldn't sign it for about 3 years. He said it hurt too much still. But Terry's a great fella, he's a country boy, and that's another one. The Plugger Team Swans is a good one. That's Sydney Half Marathon. I get a call from Plugger one night. What are you going to do about it? I said, Tony, it's 11 o'clock Saturday night. He said, what are you going to do about it? I said, what are you talking about? He said, the disabled Olympics. He said, they've got no medals. He said, he saw them on TV, they'd take the medal off the one and give it to another and take it off him. They had no medals. He said, we've got to make some money and give it to him. So I said, righto, what are you going to do to help us? He said, I'll run the half marathon. I said, Tony, you're an asthmatic, you can't do it. He said, I'll do it. And we sold those things, I think $1,000 each. I think we got 60 or 70 companies. Yeah.
You probably don't see that public image of Plugger very often, do you? You wouldn't. People would be surprised by that.
Well, another thing he did. Logan Valley Boat Count. Every year I used to bring up a celebrity, no charge, the Logan Valley. And I had Craig Davenport lined up. He was a very average St Kilda footballer, but he played rep sports with Australians, with Aussie rules, basketball and soccer. A very talented young man. He pulled out on a Thursday night for the Sunday. I get a call from Plugger, oh, here you're short of a man. Logan Valley wasn't a man. He said, I'll find you one. And away he went. 4 o'clock that afternoon, next Sunday afternoon, this bloke pulled up out the front. Plugger. Did the whole show.
What was he like?
Terrific.
Would have been a popular choice with the punters, I would have thought, Plugger, wouldn't he?
The classic one with Plugger they all talk about is when he started to put a bit of weight on. Darryl Baldock was coach. And he said, Tony, he said, you aren't running, are you? He said, like you promised. He said, I train my greyhounds, walk my greyhounds every day. And he said, oh, that's good. So he decided to drop him out and see what's going on. And there's Plugger lying on a banana lounge, and the dog's on a walking machine, and he's on the on and off switch. It was just fabulous.
How does it make you feel, John, when you see all this stuff?
A bit shocked, to be honest. You always just stick it in the shed, you know. Like, Like the Westfields, there, the flood water got up to there. You can see the marks where the flood water got. And of course, Cliffy Young's autograph went. Another one. I went on 4 of those Westfield runs, looked after Clifford. And the funny story about Cliff is that a little town called Bombala, it's about the size of Pyramid Hill, ran a big carnival around the whole event. And they had a Cliffy Young lookalike competition, and we entered Cliffy under a false name. And guess what, Trev? He come 3rd. So we told him, we said, you got to get out, you lift your act, Cliffy, they don't forget you very quickly. And he said, Johnny, I'm in trouble. I know. I said, my word, yeah. The funniest little bloke in the world he was. But he won his race, and he cheated to win it, but he got there. He was supposed to sleep so many hours a night. Didn't worry Cliffy, he just kept going, you see. And by the time the sun came up, he was that far ahead, and a 62-year-old man leading this horrific event. They couldn't believe it. Went all around the world. No one had the heart to pull the race.